Hello aspirants, welcome to StudyIQ optional channel. Myself Utkarsh Singh, and I welcome you all to this anthropological lecture where we are basically going to discuss a very critical important topic as far as UPSC anthropology option is concerned, and that is the comparison between Upper Paleolithic of India and Europe. If you turn the pages of the PYQs of anthropology optional, you'll often find that UPSC is attempting to ask you or basically draw a comparison between the prehistoric cultures, the prehistoric evidences that are discovered from the Western sites, European sites, and that of India. So in that particular series, we are going to discuss firstly the similarities and differences between the Upper Paleolithic of India and Europe. Before moving ahead, let us try to understand in a clear terms what does this Upper Paleolithic means. I hope pretty much everybody who's attending the lecture already know what does this term mean. Actually, when the historical or the prehistorical researches started, it was very difficult for us to assign the evidences into various time period or time zone. And if we are not able to assign or classify them, then there is no use of the like millions of rupees and dollars which were spent on these excavation from time immemorial. All right. So there were scholars like P.F. Suham, scholars like C.J. Thompson. They attempted to classify the prehistoric antiquity into various ages, and they contributed what we today called as 3-age system. This 3-age system divides the entire prehistoric time into 3 ages, one being the Stone Age, the other being the Bronze Age, and the last one definitely the Iron Age. All right. So the first one is the Stone Age, the other two are the Metallic Ages. Now you will see that the Copper Age is missing. It is supposed to be here, Copper Age. All right. So it is missing here, but whatever they have given, we have to study that. After these two scholars, there were other eminent scholars like John Lubbock, who basically further classified the Stone Age into Paleolithic, the Old Stone Age, and the Neolithic. All right. Further, this Paleolithic was classified by another scholar named Louis Lartet, who classified Paleolithic into Lower, Middle, and Upper Paleolithic. All right. If you see the beginning of a Lower Paleolithic, we have evidences going back to around 3.3 million years ago from sites in Africa. All right. But if we see the case in India, the evidences are hardly around 1.2 to 1.6 million years ago. There are primary sites like Atirampakkam, there are sites like Bori, there are sites like Ishampur. So these sites are giving us some critical dates, but they are nowhere near the Western paradigm that is seen, especially in case of Africa. Why we are including Africa into the Western paradigm? Because most of the early researches that was conducted, be it in India or be it in Africa, they were conducted by these colonial scholars only. The British scholar, the German scholars, they were only conducting these excavations. For example, the very first stone tool that was unearthed in the Indian subcontinent, it was not by an Indian scholar, it was by a Western scholar named Robert Brucefoot, and today he is being regarded as the father of Indian prehistory. Later also it was not that after the first discovery the Indians started contributing. The second stone tool in the same year, 4 months later, was discovered by another scholar named as William King, who was also the colleague of Robert Brucefoot, and they both worked in the same region near Madras to unearth this. Now why we are using this term like Madras and all the terms that are the classical or the antique terms, which are no more used in colloquial diction. We are using it in a sense that जिस समय पे यहाँ पर डिस्कवरी हुई है उस समय को आप अच्छे से यहाँ पर समझ सको. All right. So Upper Paleolithic is the last leg of the Stone Age, the last age or the last leg of the Stone Age. This Upper Paleolithic globally ranges from around 60,000 years ago, roughly 60,000 years ago, to around 8,000 years ago. All right. So this, like, there is a huge range when we look at the Upper Paleolithic. In India also we have dates ranging from around 40,000 years ago to around 8,000 years ago, 9,000 years ago. All right. So firstly, the time period varies. The range that we get from the Western sites, specifically the European side, seems to be more ancient, all right, older as compared to the Indian dates. Secondly, when we see the Upper Paleolithic of Europe, there is sub-specialization. There are different cultures that you will find starting from around 40,000 years ago and going back to around 18,000 years ago. These regional specialization are associated with important development in the upper Paleolithic of the Europe, which can be classified as the Catiloporanian culture, all right, later the Aurignacian culture, then the Solutarian culture, and further the Magdalenian culture. There are other subcultures also like Perigordian and Gravettian, all right. So at times Perigordian, Gravettian, all these cultures are clubbed under Aurignacian, and they are termed as lower Aurignacian or middle Aurignacian or later Aurignacian or upper Aurignacian, all right. So for the purpose of ease of classification, we are only taking these four. If you want, you can include Gravettian also here and Perigordian also. So all these subcultures belong to different time period. Some are relatively older, some are relatively recent. For example, Catiloporanian just began after the Middle Paleolithic of Europe. All right. So the tools that you find in the Catiloporanian subcultures or the Catiloporanian cultures of the Europe are very much similar to the tools that were found during the Middle Paleolithic. And what are these type of tools? These tools are called as backed knives. These tools are called as backed knives. All right. What are these backed knives? So backed knives are a type of blade tools specifically where one of the end is blunted and the other end is further sharpened. The blunted end is used for holding it or either hafting it. You can fix it to some other device, some other wooden piece of ivory or some stone material so that it is easier to handle. All right. If you are not blunting it, if you are not making the surface rough and comfortable to hold, if it is very sharp, then if you are using it, it is only going to cut your hand. You will bleed your hands out. All right. So these type of backed knives which emerged during the later legs of the Middle Paleolithic were also seen in the starting of the Upper Paleolithic in Europe. All right. Then came the Gravettian, Aurignacian, Solutarian and Magdalenian culture. Now these subcultures or these stages of Upper Paleolithic in Europe is associated with tremendous improvement and innovation as far as the art, symbolism, creativity is concerned. You will start finding flutes, you will start finding whistles, you will start finding ornaments and jewelries, you will start finding ivory needles and later the eyed needles, all right, the one which has a hole. So these type of needles emerged. During the Solutarian culture, we also see a next level of improvement in the type of tool that was being used. People started carving the stone tools into beautifully looking leaf-like tools. So they were in shape of the laurel leaves, they were in the shape of willow leaves, and that is why they are called as laurel leaf and willow leaf points. In the Magdalenian layers, you will find that we have evidences of Venus figurines and the emergence of rock art. All right. Now, currently we have rock art which is going back to Aurignacian layers. But at the time of the discovery, the rock art was mostly associated with the Magdalenian, that is the last leg of the Upper Paleolithic or the last culture which is seemingly associated with the Upper Paleolithic of the Europe. So what are Venuses? Venuses, I think here one of the images depicted. This is the oldest known Venus in the entire world. Venuses are a roughly circular outline of female figurines. Female figurines as you see in the Neolithic of India, as you see in the Indus Valley civilization, all right. So these are the female figurines, but they are having the secondary sexual characteristics which are probably exaggerated to an extent. What was the exact function of these female figurines or these Venuses is not exactly known, but it is believed that they were probably connected to certain ritualistic practice, they were connected to some symbolic aspect, or maybe they demonstrated the higher status of female fertility and these type of cults. All right. So these type of female figurines or Venuses are found in the region of most part of the Europe, France, Spain, Germany. All these parts have tremendous evidences of Venuses. Even in Russia, we have certain evidences of these type of figurines. But when it comes to India, we do not have these type of Venus figurines in the Indian context. All right, we do have certain female figurines, but they were a later development, not earlier development like these Venus figurines, which were dating back to around 32,000 years ago. Now, it may also be the case that there were certain figurines, but they could not withstand the sand of the time. All right, with the time there was degradation or erosion, and that is why we do not find any evidences. Apart from that, the beautiful flutes and a lot of bone artifact that we have discovered from the Upper Paleolithic of Europe also seems to be missing in the Indian context. All right, bone made tools were very important during the Upper Paleolithic of Europe, but when we see in India, it is often missing. So there is just one site. The site name is Muchatal Chintamanu Gavi. In short, we call it MCG. Muchatal Chintamanu Gavi site in the southern part of India, in the state of Andhra Pradesh. And this particular site has a composition of 89 to 90% bone tools, followed by just 10 to 11% of stone tools. All right. So apart from this site, we do not have such evidences in the Indian subcontinent. Bone tools were not that frequent in the Indian context. So that is also one of the difference. First difference was the time period, the evidences. Second period was the emergence of the rock art. All right. Now we also have Bhimbetka that date back to around Upper Paleolithic. But when we compare it to the paintings that we are getting in other parts of the world, be it Europe or even now Southeast Asian paintings which are discovered in the regions of Indonesia, there is a place called as Sulawesi Island. All right. So we do find certain cave paintings in this region in Indonesia. Specifically, the wild boar is depicted here. Some other figurines are also there. So they are dating back to roughly around 40,000 to 50,000 years. Older than Europe, older than Indian context. All right. So the peculiarity and the distribution of rock art with dates that we are getting from Europe is quite ancient as compared to the Indian counterpart. All right, bone tools we have already discussed. The range of cultural artifact that we are getting, the material culture evidences that we are getting, be it flute, be it whistle, be it harpoons. All right, so we are not getting these from the Indian subcontinent, or even if they are present, numerically very less. All right, so these are the differences. Now talking about similarities, we do find ostrich eggshell evidences in the European region, in the European Upper Paleolithic. What were these ostrich eggshells? They were nothing but the shells of the ostrich egg, which were probably used for the storage purpose. Compared to the eggs of other birds, the size of the ostrich egg is comparatively larger, which can be utilized for holding water or some other thing, probably grains or something else that was corrected. So these things are found in Europe also. If we see in India, there is a site called as Patne, which is located in Jalgaon, in Maharashtra. So here also we have evidences of these ostrich egg shell. Apart from that, cave art and the cave setup is also seen in the cave in southern India called as Kurnool caves. So this was a cave settlement that was seen in the southern part of India in the state of Andhra Pradesh, which was similar to a lot of cave patterns which are seen in the European region. So I hope with this discussion you are able to grasp the essence of Upper Paleolithic world and compare the similarities and differences in terms of cultural and the material discoveries that we have recovered from these sites. So in the next lecture, we shall also bring certain other discussion, similar discussion on the lower Paleolithic and the middle Paleolithic time period, or probably the comparison of Neolithic. So now we are trying to make a series where the archaeological aspect, which some of the students find quite thrilling to learn, and the other students find it relatively difficult because there is a lot of technical terms, there are some dates and discoveries that they have to learn. So they are not very okay with that. So they find it at times difficult to grasp the essence of archaeological anthropology. So we'll try to make short videos on these aspects, and we'll try to complete this archaeological aspect within a time period of around 10 to 15 lectures. Specifically the important aspect that is being asked in the question paper. All right. So towards the end, one more information. If you are somebody who is willing to join our batches, and learn things in a proper manner with a strategy. Learn how to understand the demand of the question, how to frame the body, how to frame the introduction, how to frame the conclusion. In short, how to structure and present your answer. If you want to learn these things, the live batches are best for you. The latest batches are starting before Holi, around 10 or 11th of March, and you can join the batches by going to the website or the application of StudyIQ. Use the code USLive. You'll get the maximum discount on all the courses, be it anthropology or at any other course, P2I, SIP. The best discount is available by using this particular code, that is USLive. Now, the prices of the batch starts from around 14,999. Why do we write starts at or starts from? Because now StudyIQ is offering two different variants of the optional program in all the optional program. It is not about only anthropology. In all the optional, we have one gold variant and the platinum variant. There are 5 key differences in the features when we both compare them. Now, gold batch does not have mentorship. It does not comes with the answer writing, daily answer writing program. It does not come with the test series where 8 sectional and 4 full-length papers are included along with the model answers, quick evaluation and discussion in form of recorded video. And lastly, the Gyan Bhandar is also there in the platinum, which is not present in the gold. One more thing, the validity of gold program is merely 18 months, whereas in the case of platinum, you get a 30 months validity. So if in case, we have to be very practical, if in case we are not able to clear the examination the first attempt, we have a longer validity to re-attempt and relearn things without re-enrolling or purchasing the course in the next year. At times, due to wedding, due to job switch, job transfer or some other components also, the preparation gets delayed. So due to that also, you do not need to worry when you are part of the platinum batches. So accordingly, you can think which is the better option for you. The fee for the gold batch is 15,000 rupees, whereas the fee for the platinum batch is 20,000 rupees. Let me tell you one more thing. 70 to 80% of the students, once their validity is over, they ask the institute to increase the validity. They ask for a 1-year extension. We were not able to complete, or we have completed but we want to revisit certain topics, we are not having access to the videos, please extend the validity with 1 year. So usually the institute charges around 5,000 rupees to increase the validity by 12 months, making the total validity of this program 30 months. All right, so for 30 months you are paying 15,000 plus this 5,000, total 20,000 rupees. Here also you are paying 20,000, you are getting the same validity, but in addition you are getting these features also, all these features which won't be available with the gold program even if you extend the validity after the expiry of the course access. All right, so keep that thing in mind, and you can use both, you can use this code USLive, both the variants, discount will be applicable. If you have any query or question in mind, these are my IDs. You can reach out to me on Instagram or this particular Gmail ID also. All right, there is also this Telegram ID, but you cannot send questions here. You can only receive content from this particular platform. A detailed guide and module of past 10 to 11 year questions arranged section wise, paper wise, unit wise is also provided here. So you can download it for free. There is no charge of any content that is provided on the Telegram ID. You can download a lot of current affairs, included PDFs, PPTs, and a lot of other information. All right. Now, let me demonstrate you how you can enroll into the courses. You just have to turn on your browser, type StudyIQ IS in the search engine, and now you will find there are all the courses present here, listed here. Open the anthropology option course, type the code USLive, apply this. As soon as you apply this, the prices will come to 19,999 from 25,000, 19,999. You select the gold variant, prices are 18,700. As soon as you click here, the prices will be 14,999 when you are applying the code USLive. All right. So you can use my IDs to communicate or get your queries answered. In case you are old student, somebody who is already enrolled in some other program, let's say P2I, let's say state PCS, let's say the SIP program or NCRT courses, you can claim extra discount by sending me your registered name, your registered mobile number, and the variant that you want to opt. All right. So you will be provided with the extra discount code, which is applicable only for the students who are pre-enrolled in any of the courses of StudyIQ, presently or in past. All right. Also, there is a counseling form down in the comment section. It is pinned in the description or in the comment section. You can fill that if you want a complete roadmap to be designed for you. Our counseling team will get in touch with you. They will ask you some questions, and based upon that, what is best choice and best decision for you pertaining to UPSC preparation, you will get that. And there is no additional cost for this counseling session. All right, so all the best for your preparation. Try to get enrolled before 10th of March so that you do not miss any classes in case you decide to enroll. And if you are enrolling, we'll meet on 10th or 11th in the orientation session. Otherwise, here on the YouTube also. So goodbye, take care, keep smiling, all the best.